Okay.
Hello and welcome to our YouTube channel. I'm Sam, Tony. As you can guess from our accent, we're from Essex, Romford, Essex. It's Lucy, our Pomeranian, and Teddy, the Chihuahua. Just taking you on a little walk, just local to where we're renting at the moment. As a little intro. As you can see, the beautiful views.
Lovely.
Come on, Ted. Teddy's not one for going for walks. Come on. It's just so lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
Basically, our tip as well, if anyone didn't know, for the Eurotunnel is every year I save my club card vouchers, which pays for a return journey usually by the time I've clocked them up on the Eurotunnel. So if anyone's shops at Tesco's, that's worthy of doing if you're making trips. Obviously not at the moment because of the pandemic, but yeah, if you're making trips, it basically pays for our free travel on the Eurotunnel. Very easy to do. Obviously this time round we only did a one-way. See how we get on, and hopefully follow our journey on settling the children into. So we'll be hopefully setting the journey of them applying for schools, settling in schools, meeting friends, joining clubs, then also ourselves with our business up and running. And then when we're ready and feel we're settled, we'll go back to the UK, film us actually packing our house up, and then start the process of house hunting. So hopefully it'd be nice if people could come along on the journey. There's obviously information along the way that we're coming across. We did do a video this morning, or should I say of the local village, just to give you an insight, but something happened with that.
Can't send it to myself for some reason.
I might just want to throw in that the internet's terrible out here.
Well, unless you've got fibre.
The children are going absolutely mad most of the time because unfortunately in London our children were very much into internet usage and not going outdoors.
Yep.
Which
Pretty much
is,
same as it is here.
well, which is another reason why we wanted the move, for them to have more freedom, which is what they didn't have in the UK, to be able to cycle to a local village and feel that they're safe. So yeah, we're hopefully, if we could have watched a YouTube video before we left the UK, because I think it's really lovely watching Escape to the Chateaus and all the other lovely programmes which I got obsessed with during the pandemic. But there's also having the guts to get up and do it, and obviously the process of not just watching renovations, but it's actually, if you've got a family, the whole worry of them coming out. None of us speak French. Don't know the process of how you go about getting children into a school, what facilities, opening and closing of shops, bank accounts, just loads of stuff. The fact that even things like where we're renting, it's oil filled, isn't it? The heating.
Oil boiler.
Yeah, oil boiler.
Colour gas hob.
Once the oil runs out, we're quite happy to obviously refill it up because we need it. We found out that they don't take euros or debit card, they only take cheque. Well, of course, we haven't got a bank account yet. So, you know, little hurdles like that, how you go about getting a bank account if you're renting is totally different to if you've bought a property, because you'd have utility bills in your name, where we don't because we're renting. So if that's of any help.
And don't bring sterling out here because it's very difficult to change up sterling.
The children had Christmas cards which they brought out here with them to open on Christmas Day. Obviously Tony's family members and other friends had put sterling in the children's cards. You cannot change up sterling anywhere. There's no bureau to change.
Well, it's not local to us. There's one about two hours away.
So until we open the bank accounts, we won't be able to change money up. So that's another tip. If you bring any sterling out here, you're not likely to be able to change it up unless you've got a bank account. Things like the petrol stations as well is another thing.
If you go to an unmanned petrol station, it'll charge you €120 and then credit you the difference after about 7 days.
Just little things like that. Opening and closing of shops, which we went to the supermarket last Sunday.
Yeah.
And they're all shut at midday on a Sunday. So, yeah, you learn as you go along. But I think if we'd had a YouTube channel to watch to get some guidance before we come out here, it probably would have made things slightly easier because just a bit more knowledge that we would have had under our belt. Not that it's been an issue, but yeah, I mean, we're not a spontaneous couple. We've both jacked our jobs in over many years. I think the pandemic had a lot to do with it because you just go through the motions of Groundhog Day, getting up,
School run,
coming home when it's dark, barely really seeing your children, and then from going from that to sort of the kids being homeschooled, and you being working from home, it just makes you think a lot more. And I've watched a lot of these programmes, and I thought, you know what, if we don't do it, we never will. And you know what, worst case scenario, in a year we didn't like it, the kids didn't like it, we've got a home in the UK to go back to, and we'll just think of something else. You know, we want this really for the children first, because I don't feel that they're like able to be children back in the UK. They're
trapped indoors, aren't they?
They're trapped indoors because basically the older one, who's 15, would love to go out and meet up with friends, but I think whether we're being overprotective or whether there are other parents out there like us, we just don't feel it is safe for him to go and meet up with a group of friends and go to a McDonald's or cycle somewhere.
Or even going over the park, you get robbed.
Or even going over the park.
Get your bike stolen.
And we just would like them to be children. You know, be able to go outdoors and build a tree house, and before they get to the stage where it's too late. And for us to have a work-life balance is paramount, because, as I said, I've missed lots of children, days to being able to go on trips and just being able to do nice things at home. You know, you're always playing catch up. You know, on your days off, you try and do the washing behind, the food shopping, and then before you know it, it's all back to homework, and then it's all back to work again. And you know, I just don't want that anymore. We're in our mid-40s now. You know, and as I said, if it doesn't work out, okay, we jacked our jobs in, go back to the UK if we had to, because at the moment we're under the understanding we don't want to go back there because we like it so much here. And even though it's still on lockdown over here, it's
harsh over here. Although, to be fair, out here everybody does adhere to the rules of wearing face masks in shops, and a lot of people even wear them, you know, in open air walking along the street. So where in the UK it seems to be a lot of people don't want to adhere to it.
wearing it.
Yeah.
You don't.
But over here they do tend to wear it, and we do have a curfew here from 6 o'clock in the morning till 6 o'clock. You can pretty much do what you want, but after 6 at night you have to be indoors. If you're out and you get caught and you shouldn't be out, you get €135 fine. So they're very strict out here, which is kind of a good thing.
But as I said, some of our, I won't say knowledge, but some of the stuff we come across might help other people, and obviously follow our journey as to us arriving, get to meet the 3 boys. I don't know whether that's such a good thing. The teenagers are quite miserable. Get to meet them, follow our journey of how we get to meet other new people, not necessarily expats, but other people, build up some sort of friends, I should say, and socialise. But obviously all that's very difficult at the moment. Try and get the children into clubs, and we'll show the journey of them integrating and hopefully settling in, because that's another main worry, and I think it might be for most parents, and especially with the older boy at Charlie being 15. People say it's easier when you move them over when they're younger. We'll find out, and I'm sure you'll all find out.
Oh,
and
yes.
We're not expecting it to be easy. They start school in 2 weeks because they're on half term here. The schools haven't shut down, unlike the UK. But again, the way we see it, next month will be coming up to a year of pretty much lockdown. Our children, in the space of March last year to March this year, had barely been at school. So we felt they've missed so much anyway. This again is another good opportunity. Would we have moved to France if the pandemic hadn't hit? Probably not.
Well, I don't think we would have had the time to sit down and actually think about our lives, because obviously we was busy. He was always at work, I was at work, or doing up the house.
The ironic thing is, we just finished doing our house up in the UK. Just finished after years of obviously having 3 children and finances and trying to do it up slowly. Just finished, and then obviously decided we're going to move.
Yep. So now somebody else gets to enjoy that.
Yeah. But I'm really looking forward to actually buying a place out here.
Yeah.
Because obviously when you're renting,
Can't do anything.
you can't do anything. I like the whole idea of buying an old place and doing it up. We like old properties, don't we?
Yeah.
We've had 2 new builds, and as nice as they are, three new builds we've had. Yeah, 3 new builds, but we really like the idea of an open fireplace and beams, and even though our children think that they prefer the new builds, they think that the older buildings are for old people. But there you go.
That's children for you.
So yeah, we'll cover hopefully the process of the children's schooling, the bank system, renting as well. That you found problematic, didn't you, to try and find somewhere to rent?
I did, but
also things like getting the kids into clubs as well, which Henry would like to join a football club. George would be joining Boy Scouts over here. It'd be interesting to see what they do different to the UK, because George was in something similar in the UK. He was in Boys Brigade. So it'd be interesting to see what they do over here with their Boy Scouts. And Charlie wants to do dirt biking, doesn't he? Which, yeah, we'll look into that and see. But yeah.
But yeah, hope you enjoyed this. Like and subscribe. Hit the bell button. Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Au revoir. See you later.